everyone, I'm Kariba Devine, and welcome to 12 News Weekend. Each week, we take a look back at some of the best stories from our 12 News journalists. On today's show, are you looking for something fun to do during your holiday break? We're revisiting two iconic Arizona adventure spots that you don't want to miss. And then coming up a little bit later, it is a night to remember. 12 News is proud to bring some smiles to some very special Arizona kids. We're highlighting all the good that's happening this holiday season at Ignite Hope. But first, she's a woman with a gaming system and a heart of gold. How Minecraft is bringing her family closer together and turning her into a viral sensation.
This is just a wonderful little world in here.
On most days, you'll find 81-year-old Sue Jackwit sitting right here at her desk.
They have a chest in here.
Headset on, notes in front of her, playing a game she never expected to love.
At first, it was kind of scary. You're stepping into a little world that's different from your own.
But online, she's known as Grandma Crackers.
Grandma Crackers because I like graham crackers.
A Minecraft playing grandma who's suddenly gone very viral.
How are you all doing today?
Her first video racking up about 500,000 views.
Did you ever think you would reach so many people?
No, never. People responded so positively. That's when I realized maybe I could get enough money to help my daughter and her family pay for some of this treatment that Jack's been through.
Jack is her grandson. He was diagnosed with the rare aggressive soft tissue cancer last summer.
It was a lot of just hard, pretty crazy chemo, to be honest. Like looking at it, I don't even notice it till like I get shown pictures of like me or like my condition. And I went through months and months of those. Just watching him grow up, he's just a very special young man. And it was devastating.
After months of treatment, Jack is now in remission.
It's kind of been a steady uphill.
But his grandma knows those medical bills pile up.
It's like, really like a mortgage on a small house by the time you finish the chemo.
So she's told viewers her channel is now about more than just fun.
All of the money will go to his medical expenses that have accrued.
And with every new video, the world gets a little more of Grandma Crackers.
Look, we have the sunshine.
And Jack gets a little more support.
I'm thrilled that I can be able to provide any kind of help for him that I can.
Inside Ronin Games in Mesa, owner Preston Statzer says this place is more than a business.
I mean, I don't feel like we work. It's just come to here as another second home.
But on October 18th, that second home was hit. Police say two masked men pried off a storefront window around 4:30 in the morning, crawled inside with a large trash can, and grabbed about $9,000 in merchandise, mostly Magic the Gathering cards.
It was just gut-wrenching to see that it happened. And it happened during the time that we were running our anime convention, UuCon. We definitely felt targeted.
Statzer says the thieves knew exactly where to go, in and out in 30 seconds.
Luckily, they weren't here for a very long time.
Statzer says other shops across the valley have been targeted recently. He immediately sent a warning to other businesses.
We put out a bat signal to all the shops, letting them know we just got broken into and all this, and then we give them a list of everything that got stolen to be on the lookout for.
2 days later, it paid off. A man walked into a Tempe game shop trying to sell Magic cards. Staff noticed unique handwriting on the penny sleeves, the same style used at Ronin Games.
Our female employees have the nicest handwriting. They were able to identify that it was our cards.
Staff called police and the suspect ran off, leaving behind the car he arrived in. According to police, that vehicle belonged to 40-year-old Jason Tapman. Inside, detectives found stolen merchandise, plus gray and red gloves matching the men seen in the surveillance video, according to court documents. Tapman was arrested December 5th. Police say he denied involvement.
They went above and beyond on our case with they saw a pattern going on with multiple stores being broken into.
Statzer says about 85% of the stolen single cards have been recovered. He's confident police will find the second man involved, and he's thankful to the community of game shop owners.
We all really work together, and when something like this happens, everyone knows about it. And so they know what to look for.
In Mesa, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News. One by one, these fresh evergreen wreaths are unboxed.
I'll take that and collapse it down for you.
It takes a small army of volunteers, and some don't know a single name on these headstones, and they say that doesn't matter.
We don't know them all, but we owe them all. And this is one way that we can show them that we appreciate everything that they've done for us.
For the past 4 years, Mountain View Funeral Home and Cemetery in Mesa has participated in Wreaths Across America. Roughly 2,500 of them just arrived from Maine, and on Saturday, they'll be placed on the headstone of every veteran.
We have 6 World War I veterans that are buried in our cemetery. We have a Medal of Honor, and there's many, many veterans from World War II, Korea, Desert Storm, Somalia, and of course, Vietnam.
Elisa Kursilic is the vice president of Mountain View Funeral Home and Cemetery.
When I walk through the cemetery, it makes me feel proud to be an American and live in a country where we all know freedom is not free.
Tomorrow morning, more than 5,000 cemeteries across the nation will hold wreath-laying ceremonies at the exact same time.
And then you will read the person's name, place the wreath. If you yourself are a veteran, you would salute. If you're not a veteran, you can just simply bow.
Reading the name out loud, that's the important part.
Robert Raymond Henry, U.S. Air Force. You know, they say a person dies twice. The first time is when they take their last breath. The second time is the last time anybody ever says their name. We here at Mountain View make sure that never happens.
Tomorrow's ceremony begins at 10 a.m. at Mountain View Cemetery in Mesa and is open to the public. Anyone can lay a wreath.
This is a labor of love. We would not be doing anything else but this.
In Mesa, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Coming up after the break, a student is choking just seconds to act. Watch the moment that a Phoenix High School security guard jumped in, a dramatic rescue, all caught on camera. We'll be right back.
It was supposed to be just another lunch period at Cesar Chavez High School in South Phoenix.
I went with my friends to go get lunch and I got a salad, a Caesar salad to be specific.
But 14-year-old Destiny Zazueta's meal turned into a life-threatening emergency on December 3rd.
I remember specifically too, it was like a bigger piece of chicken that was in the salad. And I just remember it not swallowing, it just staying still and like feeling like I couldn't breathe anymore.
Destiny says she tried not to panic, but her body gave out. That's when campus security guard Kawan Ellis pulled up in his golf cart. Right place, right time.
She was going to take another bite, then she collapsed right in front of me.
Ellis says instinct took over.
We joke around a lot, but just something in my heart told me it was something serious.
He jumped off the cart and performed the Heimlich maneuver, something he'd been trained on years earlier but never had to use in real life.
Maybe about 3 or 4 times, then it finally came up, and I was just like, I took a step back because I really didn't believe what just happened.
Destiny could breathe again.
I was embarrassed because there was people watching and I was being really loud. Like obviously I'm choking, I'm gonna be loud.
Principal Robert Grant knows it could have ended differently.
Kids, they really don't know sometimes what to do, but luckily her angel was there to protect her and it turned out well.
Now, the two share a bond neither will forget.
He's like my hero, my savior.
A hero who wasn't even supposed to be at work that day, but showed up when it mattered most.
I'm just really grateful that he was there that day.
In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Scottsdale has its glamorous reputation, but here at Kynes Ranch, fashion meets farm, and $1 million goes to the best female breakaway ropers in the world.
We have horses, we have the chickens, lots of dogs. We have Longhorns, which of course are representative of our brand. And we started this just with hopes and dreams of starting a jean company, and we had no idea that it would take over and be such a wonderful global brand.
How did you go from farm to fashion?
It was important to us to start a jean company in the first place because our roots are so deep within the Western industry and riding horses, and we really just wanted a denim company that kind of worked in all facets of our life, from going out at night to working to being on the ranch with our horses. Jeans are where we started, but we sell ball caps, t-shirts, a lot of fleece, a lot of jackets and outerwear.
How has Arizona inspired some of your fashion designs?
It's really fun for us to draw inspiration from a lot of the old ranches in Arizona. My father grew up a rancher's son and grew up on a lot of the ranches in northern Arizona, so you can really draw a lot of inspiration from those old ranch hands and those old stories of the Arizona West.
Tell us about the event that you created to really elevate female ropers.
We are hosting the most amazing event at Westworld in Scottsdale, and it's called the Kimes Ranch $1 Million Breakaway. And it is the largest payout for breakaway ropers in the world, and it is catered to women only. My husband and I watch these women compete year after year. They work harder than men, in my opinion. They're juggling a household, a family, and they're still competing and roping in times under 2 seconds. And they weren't getting paid the same as the other top rodeo athletes. And we thought, you know what, we need to change that. And that's why we came up with the Kimes Ranch $1 Million Breakaway.
Times, they've done great things for us, and they've let us go at some money that we've never been able to rope for before. It's life-changing kind of money.
What is breakaway roping?
It's a lot like calf roping, except we just don't have to get off our horses. And once the rope comes tight on the calf's neck, it breaks off our horn, and that's when time stops.
What does it take to be great in breakaway roping?
You gotta have a good horse, and then lots of practice.
What would be your #1 rule of thumb to not lose hand, to not lose your hat or your dignity?
Find a great coach.
Now it's time to find out if I can channel my inner cowgirl or become today's entertainment. Either way, Haley, let's rope. What do we do?
When you swing, you want to see the back of your palm. Point your rope at the calf's head like that. Now just step like 2 steps forward. One more, and then throw down.
Yeah! Oh, yes! $1 million prize right here. In my cowgirl era, in Scottsdale, Crystal Long, 12 News. In a state known for big views and even bigger landmarks, one of Arizona's icons isn't a mountain at all. It's a fountain. This sky-high spray in Fountain Hills shoots up as high as 560 feet. That's taller than the Washington Monument, taller than the Great Pyramid, and 3 times the height of Old Faithful.
It's a world-famous fountain. We have people that travel from all over the world to come and see the fountain because it's so unique and it is one of a kind. It's still the tallest in the United States. It's currently the 3rd highest in the world. Our fountain runs every day from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the top of the hour for 15 minutes. None of the other ones do that. Even the ones that are taller than it don't.
What came first, the fountain or Fountain Hills?
The fountain was actually built on December 15th, 1970, and the first house wasn't built here until 1972. So it actually took a little bit of time to get people to start coming out, and they flew people in helicopters to show them, because this was all just wide open desert at that time. At that time, it was the tallest fountain in the world. There aren't very many things that were built in 1970 that are still using the original equipment. We are. They're 600 horsepower pumps. When all 3 of them are running, we run 7,000 gallons per minute.
But it's not all throwback tech.
So what we have here is the app that controls the fountain, and turning it on is as simple as flipping a toggle switch. So that's with 1 pump, and you'll see the 2nd pump kick on right here, and then we'll kick on the 3rd pump, pushing it up to 560 feet, and there it goes right now.
Now, the fountain gets a green dye job for St. Patrick's Day, but for every other holiday, including the 4th of July, the fountain's colors come straight from, you guessed it, 1 quick tap on the phone app.
This is our lighting controls. And then if we want an individual color, we can come into here and choose any color that we want.
I love driving in every morning to see the fountain, and it brings an amazing amount of tourists in. And it helps all of our small businesses. And then you could just put them in here, honey. My husband, Chuck, my son, David, and myself, we all run and manage the store together. P39 Apothecary and Gifts.
Got a lot of stuff restocked.
What's it like running a small business with one of Arizona's icons right outside your door?
Amazing, because it's on the hour every hour. They have 45 minutes to shop.
People like run out real quick after the transaction when they check their watch. Wait, it's gonna go off.
Yep.
What do you hope people rediscover about Fountain Hills when they come into town beyond just the fountain?
I would love people to discover how amazing our community is. It's not just a small town. It's a town with a big heart and people that just really care and love each other.
Whether you've lived in the Valley your whole life like me, or you're seeing it for the very first time, the Fountain Hills Fountain remains one of Arizona's most reliable wow factors. In Fountain Hills, Crystal Long, 12 News.
In all of our hearts as journalists beats the idea that the truth is our North Star, and we are always digging for the truth.
Why isn't your chief of police here?
Mark Curtis on 12 News and streaming on the 12 Plus app.
It starts with a candlelight walk from North High School to Phoenix Children's Hospital. Thomas Road is shut down. The impact after this 1 mile walk is immeasurable.
You'd have to be inhuman to get there and not cry.
And not realize when you see the little faces
the
and the
faces
candles.
up the windows and the families.
And to realize
and
how many lives
and
are being saved.
Some wave, some press their faces to the glass. All of them see one thing. People showed up for them.
To honor the kids and to shine their lights.
Thousands of people attended the 13th annual Ignite Hope Saturday evening, including Angela Kocher. She and her granddaughter Ari watched from a hospital room last year.
She said, Gaga, will you go downstairs and wave to me? So I did. Told her where I was going to be standing. I was waving at her. I was waving at some of the other people. It was really wonderful.
This year, they plan to march together.
And I did a pinky swear with her that we were going to walk it this year. She's in heaven now, but we're walking it in her honor.
Robin and Edward Gomillion brought their granddaughter, Vivian.
And if it weren't for them and their expertise, she wouldn't be with us today.
3 years ago, she had life-threatening heart complications.
So our son and daughter-in-law were in the windows looking out when she was in the hospital. And they looked out and said, we're doing that every year.
Families who have been there, families who are there now, hospital staff, strangers who simply wanted to help, all holding a candle.
It really gives them, something to look forward to on days where they're unable to, get out of their hospital rooms.
And this is Tiana and Rue. They are hospital therapy dogs at Phoenix Children's, and that's why we walk. We walk to in honor of the kiddos that we visit each week. And we're actually going to volunteer on Christmas Day to see the kids.
The money raised from Ignite Hope supports critical needs at Phoenix Children's, new technology, research, and charitable care. 12 News was once again honored to be part of the event, which was emceed by our own Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine.
This place and all of its great personnel, from top to bottom, and all of their great researchers and all of their great developments and all of their success stories, none of it happens without you.
Knowing that, we're the blessed ones to be down here, and what they're going through up there is,
we're so thankful.
We've been there, and we know what they're going through.
In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
Connor Shaw is feeling pretty good these days.
I am playing football.
The 9-year-old is back to running, playing, even swimming.
I play baseball catch with my dad, and I also like soccer.
Which for his mother, Lindsay,
to be able to say that he's healthy now is gold.
Means everything.
Now he has more energy than I think he knows what to do with, or we know what to do with. So he's outside running around, playing in the pool, playing hockey, always busy, and we love to see that because he just gets to be a normal kid now. 1, 2, 3, poke.
It's a huge change from where Connor was 5 years ago.
So it was harder and harder for me to walk.
When the pain in his legs was too much.
We took him to urgent care, which got referred to an ultrasound, which ultimately ended up at PCH's emergency room where he was diagnosed.
Acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
That moment is gut-wrenching.
A moment that changed everything.
I don't think I've ever felt that level of pain or worry or all the emotions at the same time, right? And then to hear your spouse or your partner experience that same level of pain at the same time that just heightens that fear that you'll have because you don't know what's next.
Connor didn't go home that day.
His initial stay was 10 days.
And was in and out of the hospital for the next 2 or so years.
Connor would do blood draws through his port. He's had blood transfusions, daily chemo through medication, but also chemo through his port, lumbar punctures.
Only one of my parents could come because of, like, I think it was COVID, and so my dad came in and then my mom came in. My dad came in and then my mom came in.
Each visit brought different emotions.
Hard, and then after happy, sad, and then nervous.
Nervous too. What were you nervous about?
If I would die.
His parents just as scared.
I think the hardest part for me was to not know what's on the other side. We didn't know if he'd be the same kid with this spunky attitude and feistiness that he had.
Connor, though, resilient, smiling even through the darkest days.
For him, I really feel like positivity was important in his care and telling him the truth. Like, we weren't going to lie to him and say that it was going to be easy or that it wouldn't hurt. And I think that made a difference. I think he knows now how much of a positive attitude can impact the outcomes of difficult situations. Wow, all the superheroes just like you.
And it changed his. 3 years ago, Connor celebrated his last treatment.
It was fun, and my whole family came, and I remember I couldn't even reach it. I almost couldn't even reach it.
I think we just want people to know that even when you're going through the hardest times, that you can come out the other side and you can be happy and your kid can run around and be healthy, and PCH was a big part of that for us.
It's a message he hopes to share with others while leading the way at this year's Ignite Hope.
Happy that I'm going to be the honor patient.
Letting other kids know.
All of the kids look down and see us with the candles.
They too can persevere.
To stand in the crowd of people and raise your candle and look up into the windows of the hospital and see other kids holding their candle, knowing that they have a community of people down here supporting them, is just, it's amazing.
Connor is now 2 years away from being cancer-free and is busy enjoying the little things.
I like to play hockey. I just got in a new league.
Enjoying being a kid. Once again, Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Thanks everyone for watching. A reminder, new episodes of 12 News Weekend premiere every Friday on 12+. You can also watch past episodes on the app. Just download 12+ for your Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku, and you can watch it all for free. I'm Kadiva Divine. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend.
12 News and 12 Plus keep you in the loop by reporting more from the rapidly growing West Valley.
We're outside Surprise City Hall.
More homes, jobs, and unexpected challenges expanding west.
In Peoria, they'll have the resources ready.
12 News, dedicated to the West Valley.
Explosive is one word for what's happening.
West Valley in the Loop on 12 News and streaming on 12 Plus. Download on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV devices.